bloodshed war. Bashar al-Assad was waging war on his people. Meanwhile, the outside world continued to ignore him. Why? Because they were fighting their own internal battles. The war that unstable economies had been waging on the middle class for ages. But this time, it was in the form of home repossessions, forcing thousands into the streets to survive. In 2015, the homeless community in London alone had grown to be more than 8,000 people, rough sleeping on the streets each night. None of these people chose to be homeless. Relationship breakdowns, the housing crisis, domestic abuse were a few of the reasons for them ending up on the streets. Many of them had other support needs as well. Poor mental health, alcohol, and other substance abuse. They all had one thing in common: a significant crisis event that left them with no place to stay. 45% were UK nationals, 35% from Central and Eastern European countries, 85% were male, 70% were white, and only 8% were under the age of 25. An influx of refugees from Assad's war also began to invade these cities, and slowly with time so did others with more evil intent. They brought their wars to the capitals of Europe, this time in the form of hidden terrorists. ISIS struck Paris twice that year. The latest was on the 13th of November 2015, leaving 137 killed and 368 injured. It all started for me in London Trafalgar Square, a few days after those Paris attacks.
Don't be afraid. I've redeemed you. I've called your name. You're mine. When you're in over your head, I'll be there with you. When you're in rough waters, you will not go down. When you're stuck between rock and hey, just what the fuck do you think you're doing, huh?
I'm setting up for the day.
Oh no, you're fucking not.
Young man, I've been coming here to this spot every day for the last 23 weeks.
Well, today you're late, so piss off, right? Keep moving. Yeah.
I will never understand your generation. They blame the world's problems on my generation. Yet we still learn to love one another and get along. But today it's all, this is fucking mine, fuck off. Whatever happened to coexistence? Show a little kindness. Is the world that messed up? If so, it's your generation that screwed this world up, not mine, my friend.
Oh, don't you fucking my friend me too much, huh? Yeah, you don't know me or my generation now. You better keep moving before I'll kick your Abe Lincoln ass, right?
Yeah. All right, Geordie. I shall move a bit further, but I'm working these steps today.
when you're between a rock and a hard place, it won't be a dead end. Because I'm God. Your personal God and Savior. The Holy...
A year! Any year, just a quid, my friend, and I will tell you a fantastic tale of history for the date you choose. Yes, my friend, for one lonely quid, you will get the education your mother always dreamed you'd have. Any period, any year. Thank you, sir, and what's your date? 1740? 1740. Yes. The Great Rooster Rebellion of 1740. An English preacher by the name of George Whitefield. He was no theologian, mind you. He was more of a showman. He traveled America's New England countryside, frightening his congregations by depicting the pains that await the sinners in hell. He was only 27, yet already he had a vivid imagination and used it thoroughly while dramatizing fearful judgments to any and all who would listen.
Did they listen, huh?
Did they listen? They came in droves from far away to hear the man preach. As I said, he had a flair for the dramatic, which most of the small town preachers in that day could not match.
What about the Roosters?
The Roosters! Yes, the Roosters. Whitefield's style and flair of preaching were hard to match. Eventually, though, many preachers began imitating him. And soon enough, they were everywhere. They called them roosters as they crisscrossed the countryside in senseless paths like a rooster does in the yard, waking up the settlers and letting them know that there is a choice in what kind of God they worshipped. It was the first time the colonists had a freedom of choice. This simple rebellion against their local preachers started the American search for freedom, a search which culminated some 36 years later, proving once and for all that roosters don't lay eggs, they lay revolutions! Thank you, and thank you.
You're a real coco, man. And fearful and unbelieving and abominable and the murderers and whoremongers, sorcerers and idolaters and all liars shall have their part in the lake, burning with fire and brimstone, that which is the second death. Revelation 21. Oh yeah, thank you. Thank you. And thank you. Look at that, a fiber just like that. My morning meal. You taught me well on that. Put the fear of God. But let me warn you, do not cross me again, or I'll send you straight to hell.
Pick a year, any year, just a quid, my friend, and I will tell you a fantastic tale of history for the date you choose.
2015?
2015. Hello, my dear Reese.
What are you doing here?
Should you not be in school?
Why are you dressed like that?
What did they tell you about me?
Are you alright? Did you need help? Shall I missed you so much at school? Why'd you leave?
It was not of my choosing.
Bastards!
Reese, this is all quite embarrassing to me. For you of all people to see me like this. I must be getting along now.
But I'm not going to just let you go.
Reese, just let me go.
Mr. Moore.
Oh, really? How's he enjoying his new school?
He's not teaching, Mum. Well, the thing is that he's...
Roxanne, what on earth is wrong?
It's Mr. Moore. We were on an art field trip, and there in front of the National Gallery I saw him. He's begging for money. Mum, he's homeless.
Now, what makes you think he's homeless?
I watched him. He was asking people to pick a date in history, and for a quid he would tell them what happened that year.
He might be busking for some extra money.
No, you don't understand. I talked to him.
You did what?
Well, at least I tried to talk to him, but he wouldn't listen to me. He walked away.
Roxanne, I never liked the way that
So I
man was
followed
with
him.
you. What?
I left my school group, and I watched from the other side of Trafalgar Square. I stayed just for an earshot so I could hear his history lessons. And then at the end of the day, I tried to talk to him, but he wouldn't listen to me. He walked away.
Roxanne Wheeler ditching the school trip?
Oh, Mum, not now. Listen, I followed him down the street, past Drury Lane, back around Aldwych, and then down another road over to Surrey Street. And there I saw him go inside a ghost station.
Ghost station?
Yes, a ghost station. It's what they call these old abandoned tube lines. This station was the former Piccadilly line from Holborn. It's the Aldwych tube station. It's like walking back in time.
Roxanne, don't you dare tell me you followed him in there.
I didn't go in very far. I lost him inside, or rather he lost me. I think he may have spotted me following him.
I want you to go down on your knees and promise me you will never do such a thing again.
Mum, please, Mr. Moore needs our help. Can't we just take him in?
In this place? It's all I can do to make the rent. You think I need another mouth to feed around here?
Mum, you're always telling me to do the Christian thing. This is the Christian thing, taking this man in.
No, Roxanne, the Christian thing is for you to obey your mother, and I'm telling you to never go near this ghost station or that man again. Do you hear me?
Mum, please, he needs...
Do you hear me?
You've been braiding men in and out of here for years. What's wrong with taking someone to some class?
Who my date is my concern. I'm tired of you running off every man who comes near me. You gotta think about what you're gonna do in this world. You're not gonna sulk around here. And as for a man with class, what's this teacher doing begging in Trafalgar Square? That's the kind of lot you want me to invite around here? Down on your knees. Get you praying. I want you to think about what I'm saying. You will obey me. You will abide by our Lord, and tomorrow you will go back to that school, turn yourself into the headmaster, and apologize for your actions on this field trip. Get the smoke off your face.
Who's there?
It's me,
Me who?
Reese Antwon.
My God, what are you doing down here, child?
I came here to help you.
My dear, dear Reese, how you brighten my night. But you cannot shine down here. It's much too dangerous.
I can more than handle myself.
And your mother?
My mother?
Can you handle her? If I remember right, you are everything to her. I don't expect her just to let you run out on her and her grand plans for you. That is what you're doing. Running. Running from what? Her? You're not here to protect me. You're here to save yourself.
I'm not running from anyone. I came here to help you.
Reese, this is a terrible life I'm living right now. Some days I think it's too hard. Too hard for even myself to survive. It's easy to fall through the cracks. But to do so on purpose is pure madness.
Then let me help you. If this life is so hard on one, let me share your burden. I'll help with anything. Just please let me stay.
No one is useless in this world. Who?
Who lightens the burden of another. Charles Dickens.
Yes, correct. Yes, you can stay tonight. Just tonight. Understand?
Yes. Oh, thank you, Shell.
You can bed down over here. Yes, Reese.
I snuck out a bit in a hurry.
Yes, I imagine you did.
Well, I'm hungry.
Hungry. Well, let me see what I can do. This is an old military trick I learned. You see, you try keeping the skin in one large piece so you can save it for later. The apple may be juicy and delicious now, but the skin is full of nutrients that can save your life later. Think about that. The skin of an apple could save your life. An apple a day keeps the doctor away, but a skin a day keeps the grave digger away. That's what it's like living on the streets, Reese. Something discarded could save your life. People walk by and they look at you. The first thing they notice is your skin, not your hair or your eyes. They always look at your hands and your skin. The color, the coarseness, cleanliness of your skin. People say the eyes are the window to the soul. They are wrong. It's the skin. We wear our whole lives on our skin. Every mark, every burn, every scar, down to the last freckle, they all tell a story. The story of the life you have lived and the toll it has taken on the body all can be told by looking at a person's skin. So, like an apple, our skin holds the nutrients of our soul.
Oh, I've missed you, my friend.
And I have missed you, my dear. For what good is a teacher if he has no students to teach? Now, let's get some sleep. I have a lot to show you in the morning. What is it?
Shall I do this out of love for you?
I know, my dear. I know. Good night.
Night.
Come along. Ignore the numpty fella. Bench was a 9-bolt note, that one.
Well, who's back, Mr. Know About History? Late again, huh?
As I said, don't pay him any attention.
What's wrong, old man? Just like my new idea, huh? Gotta go with what's hot, man.
And what's hot?
Oh, the Force. Use the Force, baby. You right? I've been making it killing all morning. Yeah. Not some honest aim, but they don't even know who you are. It's the truth. The other day, this little boy come up to him, begging his mummy, "Please, mummy, can I get my picture with Captain Makeup?" That's too funny.
I don't think it's funny.
Reese, ignore him.
Reese, is it? Yeah. What are you doing with that old man anyway, huh? Should you be in school?
Mind your own business, monk.
The name's Norris, and no longer a monk, Mr. Shelby-Moore.
I'll have you know that this old man knows more than you could possibly imagine, that little head of yours. So I suggest that you leave him alone.
Feisty one, this Reese. You know what you gonna do about it?
I use the Force.
I fucking love your little girl. Hey, give me that, it's my phone, that. Give it.
Reese, give it back to him.
Give it to me, give it. Yeah.
Now, ignore it.
Fuck you.
Pick a year. Any year, and for just a quid, my friend, I will tell you a fantastic tale of history from the date you choose. Yes, my friend, just a quid, and you will get the education your mother always dreamed you'd have. Any date, any year. 1889. Yes, 1889. April 22nd, 1889, at 11:59, over 50,000 people were all lined up at once. All are waiting for the clock to strike high noon. The Oklahoma land rush was on. The man dashed for over 2 million acres of land, of which each man was able to claim up to 65 square kilometers. Could you imagine that today?
Today we have 50,000 refugees a week pouring in from Syria. With no land to grab, they come with nothing, yet they all want the same thing, a stake in their future.
Fuck them.
What?
Fuck them. Life is hard enough on these streets. They keep coming and the streets change. Make life hard for all of us. Fuck them.
You mean to say you have no compassion for what these people have been through?
Compassion. I once had compassion, but I lost it in 2003.
2003. The year of the initial invasion of Iraq.
Oh, ding! Yeah.
Why? Why did that make you lose compassion?
Billy Conroy, huh?
Who?
Billy Conroy. Yeah. He was so young, trusting. When we were on foot patrol, when we entered the small street, with a boy holding a football. Holding it. Not kicking it. Yeah, well, Billy loves the game, yeah? Walks right up to the ball, hey, and bang! Yeah. Alpha Mike Foxtrot, man.
Alpha Mike Foxtrot?
Yeah, adios, motherfucker, right?
Crazy world we live in. I would not have guessed you were a war veteran.
Yeah, I'm a veteran, like many on these streets. We did our bit for God and country to end up on a corner handout. Needing a handout, huh? It's 2015. It seems like yesterday I lost Billy. And here we are, years later, people still blowing themselves up. Why can't they see that's not to make a point? Why can't they see?
Parable the elephant. Yeah, the parable of the elephant. A man leads an elephant into a village of blind people. And one by one, each blind villager comes up to feel the different parts of the animal. One man feels the leg and says it feels like a pillar. And then another man feels the tail and says it feels like a rope. And then another man comes up and feels the trunk and says it feels like the branch of a tree. And the men begin to argue amongst themselves about what the animal must look like. When the man who led the elephant in says, "You're all right, but you each touch a different part of the animal, and are telling what you believe to be the truth."
So you're saying I'm blind?
No, we all have different systems of belief. The trick is that not believing yours is the correct one. Follow the parable of the elephant, and you'll believe in a world living in harmony.
We're not all blind, my dear.
Yeah, well, elephants work for peanuts, right?
No, you're blind.
Then as he entered a certain village, there met him 10 men who were lepers, who stood afar off and cried, "Jesus, Lord, have mercy on us." And when he saw them, he said to them, "Go, show yourselves to the priests." So it so happened as they went, they were cleansed. But one of them, seeing that he was healed, returned, and in a loud voice, glorified God and fell on his face at his feet. And he was a Samaritan. Jesus answered and said, "Were there not 10 men cleansed? What are the 9? Was only one found to return to glorify God? Only this foreigner?" And he said to him, "Arise, go forth. Your faith has made you well."
Who the hell are you? Can you hear me? I said, who the hell are you? It's a bloody Margaret. What you Margaret down there, huh? Well, look at the everybody.
It looks like we have new company.
Yeah, well, what are you refugee friends?
Hello.
I don't understand English. I told you they were becoming more and more every day.
Keeps the grave digger away.
Check out my hat, Mr. Shelmore. Masato. That's the name. Yeah. They were giving these hats out the shelter this blessed morning. And God bless Masato.
Well, it looks like you had a good morning. But, my little angel, just how did you know my name? That has been troubling me.
Divine Providence.
When did you see her?
See who?
Your mother.
I guess you got me, Shirley.
When did you see her?
Oh, well, she'd been around the square. I think the last time before you started bringing the young one around.
Did she give you a price?
Price?
Yes, a price.
Well, she didn't mention she paid for a bit of information.
Just what did you tell her?
Nothing. I threw her off the set.
Was she mad?
I'm not sure. Does she always look that stern?
Yeah, you're right. I guess you can't tell.
How much?
It's a biscuit here.
A biscuit?
100 pounds. Did she give you anything else?
Only this phone number. But maybe I'll give it a ring like that. I don't know why. Maybe it's the fact this fashion designer trying to think of me, give me something special. Like this hat. Makes me feel like I should be doing the same. It's as if I've got a bit of faith back in the human race, right?
Imagine if the whole world were that way. Oh, what if we were kind and left each other to be who we want to be? That's what peace is. Peace is naturally what everyone wants, but we have to let everyone find it in their own way.
But not everyone wants peace. That's the sad thing today.
Oh, I'm feeling it today. Oh, feeling like a little angel, right? Jeanette's not close to Valentine's day, right? I didn't make any killing. What's with Honest Abe, huh?
He's not feeling well. It's his lungs.
It's all that damp air in the underground. You need to be sleeping above ground in the fresh air.
That's what I've been telling him.
It's not safe.
Oh yeah, but slowly dying each night, yeah, huh? Yeah, crazy old man.
Stop calling him crazy. Maybe he's right.
It's not safe above ground. Believe it or not, I feel more comfortable in that deep darkness of the underground than to be exposed on the streets.
I can see your point, old man. There's some parts of dear old London town could be quite so lovely in the early morning. I've been all over this world, in New York, LA. I've even been to Rio de Janeiro. Yeah, all nice, but never wholly silent at night. However, London, I'm talking early. Before traffic starts up for the day. You almost feel, if you listen close, like you've been transported back in time, right? Yeah. And I like that about this town. It lets me forget my past and live in someone else's past.
I agree about London. However, it's not safe for a man my age to be exposed like that.
To the weather?
Oh, you just gotta keep your eye on the weather. It can change quickly. Nothing worse than walking up to a friend on the street and say, have half a conversation for minutes before you realize that they're frozen to death. You ever seen someone frozen to death?
Quiet! You're trying to scare the girl.
Oh, yeah. I'm just telling her the truth. Yeah. Well, people think it's all peaceful, like in the movies. It's not. They look like they've been through frozen hell.
That's enough! It's not the weather! I don't want to be exposed to the human race. It's people I fear, not the weather. People can be ruthless at night when they think no one else is watching. I won't expose myself to that.
You just need to get yourself a dog, man. A dog will protect you.
Never had a dog, but I do love them.
I can barely feed myself. How can I take care of a dog living like this?
No, you got it all wrong, man. The dog takes care of you. Yeah. They love you, protect you. They're cute enough. The dog lovers give you a little extra in your hat. Yeah. The right dog could be a good moneymaker on the street.
Have you ever had a dog on the streets?
Yeah. My sweet pepper. Yeah. Oh, now that dog knew how to draw the money in.
So, the animal was another one of your money-making gimmicks.
No, she was my girl, my sweet pepper. She's always by my side. Curl up with me at night, keep me warm. Feel a little heartbeat slow down, keep rhythm with mine. Such separation anxiety she had. I couldn't even get up and take a piss in the middle of the night without her by my side.
What happened to her?
She got into something. Took it out quick. I got her to the vet. The doctor said it was already too late. Her little lungs were probably shut. I've killed men in battle, stones throw away from me. But putting down someone you love is the hardest thing you will do. Oh, jeez, it looks like we got some lousy rain coming our way.
Let's get packing, Reese.
Man, I thought you said you weren't afraid of the weather. That was going to let a little storm run your way.
It looks like it's going to be a bad one. And I don't feel fit enough to fight it today.
Oh, Shelby Moore, you don't need a dog now. It looks like you already have one. Oh, jeez. Okay, piss off, Margaret's killed.
She that dances before me, and we see all you are. She dances before me, and then she disappears. Dances before me, and then she disappears.
Very nice! You're stepping up your game, Norris.
Happy New Year 2016, dear Shelby Moore. Yeah. Oh, I see you still have your dog.
Don't make me sicker on you, my dear Norris. The bite is much worse than the bark. Well, I see she found a sweet little spot for us. Happy New Year.
She is a smart one.
One can never have enough knowledge.
I agree. An excellent piece of information can get you far.
No, knowledge.
Critical thinking, objective analysis, an evaluation of an issue to form a judgment. That's what Shell taught us in our first day of class. It's not enough to just memorize dates and events only to forget them later. You need to understand the critical thinking of the people of that era, why they succeeded and why they failed. What else is history for than to learn from our mistakes?
You have trained your dog well.
Enough!
Shell!
What's wrong?
It's my mum!
Quick! Right, well, I thought you were a tough little doggy, right? Ah!
Mr. Shelby Moore! Where is she? You tell me right now!
I'm afraid I don't know who you're talking about, Mrs.
Where is she?
She just ran. I tried to stop her, but she bit me.
Stay out of this, Norris.
What makes you think you have the right to keep my daughter from me?
I think she's old enough to choose her own life.
Life? This is life? What kind of nonsense you can fill in her head?
It's my understanding your daughter is escaping the nonsense that was going on in her own house.
How dare you?
I'm just stating the facts.
What gives you the right to meddle in your students' lives?
I help develop these children into responsible adults. When I hear of a student being mistreated at home, it's my responsibility.
No, I just don't spoil my child like the others. She has never been mistreated. Do you have children, Mr. Moore?
All my students are my children.
Oh, no. No, Reese Sandals, I'm not your child. You hear me?
It's too late for you to still act like this. You know that, don't you?
Do you have a child?
No.
Then you don't know what it's like to be rejected by the very flesh you gave birth to. Do you?
No. But I was rejected by the school I loved.
No, that's not the same thing. I'm talking about someone I sacrificed for from day one. Even the choice to keep her wasn't simple. She made it hard on me every day of my life. Every single day. I did nothing to give her everything. All my hopes, all my dreams, gone. Nothing for her to do but regret having me as a mother. Why? Why do you get to be the good guy? You've done nothing.
I treated her as an adult. That's all she wants.
Oh, please. Please don't tell me what she wants. Wants and needs are two separate things in my household. How else am I supposed to keep her from becoming part of this fucked up generation?
You don't know Reese. She is anything but fucked up.
I don't agree.
Did you teach her the parable of the elephant? What? The parable of the elephant. Did you read that to her as a child?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
As I said, you have no idea who Reese is.
Reese is my child. That's who she is. And if I catch you in public with her, I'm going to throw yours in the bucket.
I have done nothing wrong.
Don't fuck with me, Mr. Moore. Who'd you think got you fired from that school in the first place? I know what I'm doing. There's no judge in London that won't believe me.
You are crazy!
Leave my daughter alone. Here? Excellent work. Tell me when you see it again.
Oh, look who's the dog now.
You speak English?
You never asked.
Yes, I know.
I can't believe she tracked me down like that.
Norris. I think he did it out of kindness.
Damn him!
Sure, he did it for the money. But also, I think he thought it would get you off the streets.
Now you're crazy.
He sees what I see. You don't belong here!
Shell, you said so yourself, it's not safe with us around.
Not safe for the homeless! You don't have to be homeless!
Shell. One of the first memories I have is my mum pulling me out of the bin. I climbed in because I was hungry. She found me sucking on a banana peel. I've been climbing out of bins my whole life with her. Climbing the first time the city council evicted us. And then, when we finally got back into a flat we could afford, she started with the boyfriends. God, she has such shit taste in men. And it was always my fault that they left. But the truth is, if you live under a roof with her for long enough, you'll be dying to escape. With or without a home to live in. I'm going to live here with you. I'm going to build a home. My live in. Not in a world that's been determined for me. I want to build a world where we can all get together as one in peace.
Underground peace, Reese?
It's a start. If we can make a world that gets along underground, then maybe it can spread above ground. But for now, this is where I live, so this is where I must make my start.
Just how are you going to start your little underground utopia?
By inviting Norris to come and live with us.
Norris! That's how you're going to start world peace?
Someone once taught me about Mahatma Gandhi. It is easy enough to be friendly to one's friends, but to befriend the one who regards himself as your enemy is the quintessence of true religion.
But you're not starting a religion.
No, a utopia.
It's a big mistake inviting the likes of Norris down here.
I know it's a risk, but I think we can start something here. I think we could build a community amongst the homeless with our own rules.
Reese, we're alone. That's why we don't need rules. And it's why we're safe. Inviting others to live down here is just asking for trouble.
I've made up my mind. If I can find him, I'm going to invite him to come live with us. Just let me try it for a while. Michelle?
Yes.
Just how did you end up down here?
I often ask that question myself.
But I need to know.
Well, if I'm going to live in your utopia, I guess you do have a right to know. The irony is, I was doing the same thing you're doing right now, trying to help someone out.
Is this person homeless too?
No, worse, a shut-in. My auntie. She never married and was getting on in years. I knew from my visits she was not doing well. His Alzheimer had set in. So we agreed that I would move in and stop paying the mortgage when she passed. I would take over the household. And for the last 5 years, I would teach each day, then come home and take care of her and her needs. Well, then she passed. About a week after her passing, I had a knock at the door. It seems with the Alzheimer, old auntie forgot to tell me that being a retired nurse, she had already willed the house to a nursing school. I tried to fight it in court, but this only left me broke and homeless. This is why I worry about you being here. I don't want you to repeat my mistakes and sacrifice your life for nothing in return.
Did you do it expecting something in return?
No, I did it out of love for my auntie.
Then, no matter how bad things are, God will provide. If not in this world, then life beyond.
Out of the mouths of babes. I'm still not feeling well. I need to get some sleep. Let me sleep on your underground utopia idea.
All right. Sleep on it then. Good night, Shell.
Shelley's right. These streets are dangerous tonight. I've been waiting for you. Where's Shell?
I told him to stay back. He hasn't been able to sleep and has these horrible dreams. He needs the rest.
Look, I'm sorry for what I did yesterday. I've been thinking about it all night. That was not right.
What's that?
It's your mum's money.
I don't want that.
Well, I can't take it.
Please, I can't take it.
Give it to Shell, help him get some medication for his lungs in it.
You give it to him. I'm never taking anything from her ever again.
No, please. I also ran to the shelter and got him a beanie.
You give it to him.
I can't. I'm gonna be heading on here.
Where are you gonna go?
I'm not sure. But this whole dressing up and making an ass of myself for money it's no life for me. I need to find some gratitude in my life. Shell is right. He's a good teacher.
Where are you gonna go to?
Somewhere where I can adopt me a dog.
We need a dog.
What?
Yeah. We need a dog. How about instead of you adopting a dog, we adopt you instead?
What do you mean?
Stay with us.
What are you kind to me?
Why did you show that hat?
I felt guilty of what I did.
No. You did it out of love. Without expecting something in return. A love for your fellow man. Unconditional love. Yes. We need a dog like you.
You're one smart young lady.
If we can't live in London above ground without getting beat up, then why don't we start our own worlds underground? A society in which everything works in harmony, everything works for the good of the citizens.
I'll make like a good dog and see to him and the kind of medication Shell needs.
I think he'd like that. We're saving the old
Go station in Woolwich. Like a good dog, I've been training you the past couple of days.
Good. You know how to get there.
Well, I knew how to get there. But you should show me a way. Thank you. Friend.
Anytime, my friend. Pick a year, any year. Just a quid, my friend, and I will tell you a fantastic tale of history. Yes, just a quid, and I will give you the education your mother always dreamed you'd have. Sleeps as the morning light begins to creep. Shivers they roll over, look blank in the air. What would come today? Does anyone care? Under historical relics and old church steps, lay cardboard mattresses where they slept. In the city of beauty in any colour they lay, waiting to see what will come this day. Will she be able to pass this test? Will he be able to beg like the rest? Will they be able to survive this day? All we can do is hope and pray. Reese and Wheeler, spring 2016. sleep.
Sleep. How can I sleep? I've been able to sleep all night.
Just count refugees coming into our borders, Norris. I'm sure you'll not back off.
Leave it to Mr. Chips to chop it.
Norris, will you just go back to sleep?
Sleep. I'm up now. No way I'm going back to sleep. No, when he is up.
Why do you have to make things so hard?
Oh, you can just go right back to sleep if you want. This dog's up. I'm not on that one.
For God's sakes, the man's praying.
Well, it's generous.
Oh, splendid! You can be a good dog and go piss outside.
I don't see you pissing outside.
I rather hope you don't see her pissing at all.
Look, I'm sorry. I feel like shit today. I start my new job down the river. Shit. Can you spare $5 until this afternoon? I'm needing a bacon roll from the campsite.
You made a killer yesterday. Don't give it to him, Shell.
I ran into an old friend and pissed him away last night. Please show my trick stomach. It's flipping awful. What's he got there? You making a pipe bomb, huh?
Sage tea, good antioxidant.
Antioxidant. Listen to him. No thank you, Margaret.
You know, you can be a real prick.
What you got a big when you tend to pick it with
Enough! Here, Norris. A fiver is worth a piece.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Why did you let him do that to you?
Do what?
He pisses and moans until he gets his way. Why did you always give in to him?
The man is broke, Reese, and that's why he moans.
Oh, bollocks.
He seems to be rubbing off on you. Daud, my friend, I would love some of your sage tea, if you please.
It will be my honor to share with those that share with me.
Daud, just how did you get to the UK?
My young one. Sometimes life takes you on a journey you never expected. The trick is to keep going and never give up on that journey. There I was, loading myself into an already crowded boat. I was still in the days from my trip to the sea. Our bodies were pressed against each other. It was the first time in a long time that I felt the warmth of another entity. Then I started to panic. I can't swim. What was I doing here? I kept thinking of that now famous photo of the refugee boy dead on the beach. Would I drown? Would anybody notice my dead body on the beach? I started to climb out of the boat when it pulled away from the shoreline. I was once again trapped. That was a very long boat ride. When we reached the next shore, they took us to a camp. The men, including myself, were used as labor to build tents for the other refugees. There was always work to be done, for they kept coming every day. I would search their faces for anyone I knew who could bring me back the news. But I found no one. I started to think of my neighbors back at home. Were they alive? I should go back and show them how to get out. Yes, that is the right thing to do. No, Daud, that is foolish. You were lucky to get this far. I stayed and worked at that camp for 3 months. Then it was my turn to be screened and vetted. Agency, I found a distant uncle of my late wife at Reese. He was in the UK, in London. I stayed at the camp for another 2 months for them to make arrangements for me to get into the UK. But when I landed in England, as my luck would have it, her uncle had passed away. So once again, I thought about going back to the refugee camp, back to my homeland, back to my neighborhood. I should go back, they need me. However, I decided to stay and see where this journey would take me. So my friends has brought me here with you.
What a remarkable story.
So you were married?
Things were terrible in my neighborhood. There was very little food and no water. I went to an area of the city where I knew I could get water. They knew too, snipers shooting from nowhere. Sometimes you gotta hear the shots until the bullets were flying right past you. I had 2 massive plastic jugs. I dropped one jug as sniper fire struck it. I ran with the other and hid by a wall until it was dark. I saw my helmets as I was approaching my apartment building. I dropped the other jug as I ran to the pile of rubble. Then I did. For 24 hours, I did by hand lifting rocks and dirt of what used to be left of this shelter from my terrible war. In the 23rd hour, I find one of my son's favorite toys. A plastic dinosaur. For the next 30 minutes, I saw my son in my loving wife Anissa's arms. He had died as he was born with his mother. How fitting, for they're both now extinct. You have a lovely girl, Mr. Snow.
Yes, she is a special one. Now, why don't you 2 run along to the square and save our spot? And I'll be dragging my old runners along soon.
Yes, the day is wasting away. Let's go, my friend.
Who's there? Who are you? It's just the boogeyman with your magic dust.
It's from Sneaky Pete?
Yeah, Sneaky Pete. No, but it says this is the last of this batch. Prices changed. Going up 20 pounds back next week. With
Fucking economy.
which means my trips for you gonna start costing 10 pounds. Fucking economy.
Well, thank you, my little mule. And you'll get your 10 next time. Just be more discreet when asking for it. Reese is smarter than you think.
She is a smart one. something about that girl. What's the spring step, huh?
She does spread some sunshine in this world.
Well, you know, she's the only one that's ever shown me some love. Chef, I think I love her.
We all love that girl.
We didn't know you guys don't get it. I fancy her.
Oh, I see. You know how young she is?
Yeah, I know, Chef.
Then you know what's right.
Right. Says the man with a needle in his arm, right? Well, I've got to get to work. I'm making an honest man's wage today.
True sovereignty is about control. Do you have control over your country's destiny? We're a trading nation. We need access to the single market. If we leave, it still exists. The EU still exists. We have to sell into that market. We have to obey every single one of the rules and regulations to sell into that market, but we have no say over what they are. And we don't enhance our influence by walking away or quitting. We reduce our influence. So if I give you the illusion of sovereignty to withdraw on June the 23rd, we can find out in area after area after area things that affect our great country we would have no say over. Sometimes it can drive me mad. Like, it is a bureaucracy. It is frustrating. But I honestly believe walking away, quitting, would reduce our national influence, would reduce our economy, would reduce our say in the world, and as a result would damage our country. The British thing to do is to fight for a Great Britain inside a European Union, and don't take the Nigel Farage Little England option.
Dinner, what will it be? It's always something from Tesco for me. So I can afford and not later dread. Something that won't leave me still hungry in bed. A plastic wrapped sandwich with an apple or fruit. But what would I do for a hot meal? Something cooked that I didn't have to steal. Food is what I dream of when I sleep. And when I wake, I still want to eat. Reese Wheeler, June 2016.
Nice morning, Reese. You're up early.
I couldn't sleep.
I understand. I found it hard to sleep myself too. I'm afraid we're getting each other sick.
I know. I'm starting to feel a bit run down too.
Take care of yourself. You'll be the shrink for 2 these days.
I know. I hope Sheldon will get better soon. I can't pour the money like him.
He will. He will.
Oh my God, my fucking head hurts so bad.
You need to clear your head.
Oh, piss off, Shell. I'm sick as a dog, and my head really fucking hurts today.
I'm afraid we're all run down with this heat.
It's because we eat like shit.
I eat what I can afford to eat.
But that's just it. We could all afford to be eating better. There's 4 of us here. If we each put in £10 a day, that's £40. I could cook up some fantastic meals instead of just boiling water for tea and cool down here.
You need £30. I'm not sharing my food as a migrant.
Norris, if we're going to do this, we're going to do it together as one. That's why we're down here.
Well, I'm not down here to share with anyone. What do you think you could cook?
I was thinking of starting a beef stew.
With carrots, onions, and
pull our money together, alright?
I'm not sharing with the migrant.
Well, then you won't eat with us.
Oh, just who made you boss, little miss, huh?
I'm a woman, not a little miss. And I'm also the cook, who knows how to stir the pot. So if you don't dish in, then I don't dish out. Simple. We're all down here together regardless of this election or the outside world. And if we're going to survive down here, we need to help each other out. Pool our resources and think as a community should live. So either we all share our money together, or we just forget the whole thing and move on.
She has a point.
Oh, piss off, Shelley. You haven't worked the streets for days. Let the little young woman is doing your bidding.
Shell and I got a team before you showed up. Who I share my earnings with is my concern, not yours. Now, can we all agree to pool our money together? At least just try it once?
Agreed.
Okay, yes.
All right.
Excellent! Maybe a few tasty meals and we can all get back up to good health. Shell, how are you feeling today?
I'm afraid I don't feel much better today.
Oh yeah, I bet you don't.
Mind your business, Norris. I'm afraid I won't do you much good today. I'm trying to save my strength to go vote.
Oh yeah. Yeah, save your strength.
Shell, where does a person go to vote? What's so funny?
The little woman who wants to change the world is not the way to go to vote to do it.
I've just never voted before. Did you know where to vote in your first election?
Voting is mostly done in community halls and other public buildings. Did you ever go with your mother when she voted?
Yeah, I think so. I think she votes in our church hall.
Then that's also your voting place.
Just show up there,
Yes, with your ID.
and then
They'll have your name on a list, check you off, and hand you your ballot. You fill it out and slide it into the slot of the box. That's it, simple.
yeah, except the passport going back to my church hall.
If you're lucky, you can be in and out there in no time.
I know once where there wasn't a long queue.
I voted once when the Ba'ath Party came to power in a coup. The first anti-regime uprising started in March 2011. Then, to appease the Syrian people, Assad had an election on the 3rd of June in 2014. It was the first election I ever boycotted Assad's public democracy. Some boycotted it there. Others, like myself, boycotted it because we did not want to give notice that we recognized this dictator as our leader. And soon after, the civil war escalated and my country spiraled out of control. Voting in a free state is a blessed gift.
Yes, it is. A gift and a responsibility.
Oh yeah, from a mouth of Mr. Responsibility himself. Our responsibility to do the right thing for your country.
You're in a piss mood today.
I told you I'm feeling like shit.
Well, a hot meal tonight. For all of us. Now let's go down and get the prime spot.
Those two act very funny. They stay while we go out.
No. You know, between you and I don't think either one of them are actually sick. I think they're just using us to work the streets for them. And frankly, I'm rather fed up with it.
That's
Who's that? Who's that? No, please, wait. I just want to talk to you. Hello.
It's okay.
That's all right, Daud.
I'll be over there.
Well, look at that.
Oh, I'm fine, Mum.
Reese, come home.
I thought you'd go invite the helpless into your flat.
This has gone too far. You've made your point.
My point? And just what is my point, Mum?
I don't want to fight anymore. I just want you to come home.
Well, I have other plans.
You're wasting your life here.
No, Mum, I'm trying to save a life here.
Mr. Moore, he's worth sacrificing your future for?
I know you don't see it, but he's a good man, Mum. If he wants me to come home, you're going to have to invite both of us.
You said I can't have that man in my home.
You won't have me in it either.
Goodbye, boring job, I leave you behind me. And goodbye to my family and to my career. Think I'll wait for the summer, then I'll head to Australia. Or perhaps I might stay and spend all my days here. So, pull me a pint job, I'm not going home yet. In fact, I might stay here for years. Oh, I'll send to my wife, say I've gone to Australia. All winter long I'll be sitting right here, sitting right here.
This is what you've been doing all day, getting drunk.
Oh, come, love, have a swig.
Oh, piss off, love. Shell, you have no idea what the streets have been like today. Protesters everywhere.
London is always like this on election eve.
Why are you like angry crazy? Someone threw coffee on Daud.
It's true, the streets are very angry today.
Well, nothing left to do but wait for the tally. The migrant here will be going home.
Most Londoners are for staying in the EU.
You're right, but England is for Brexit. As a whole country, you will see we stand for sovereignty.
Britain has not been sovereign for years. You think this vote is going to bring us back into some kind of golden age of Camelot? But you forget, in Camelot, they all sat together at the round table. If this vote passes, we will be leaving the table.
Yeah, we'll be leaving it to sit back at our table.
Norris, that's not how the world works today.
What? Because of the bloody internet, huh? Makes us all bloody connected now, huh?
Not connected, more informed.
Yeah, you don't need the internet to know what's going on in the world. You just have to look around you. You can see on the street just what the EU is telling you, Great Britain. Today, we voted to make Great Britain great again. We voted to get rid of the migrants on our streets.
That's not going to happen as long as I can do anything about it.
And then what do you think you'll have, little Missy, changing the world?
One person can make a difference. Right, Shell?
Mr. Theodore Hook.
Theodore Hook?
Oh, God, a history lesson.
I will tell you a story that took place not far from here. At the time, it was the most famous address in London.
Where's that?
The house of a Mrs. Staton, 54 Berners Street. You see, Mr. Theodore Hook was a bit of a playboy and a renowned practical joker. He made a bet with a friend, Samuel Beasley, that he could transform any house in London into the most talked about address in a week. He sent out thousands of letters in the name of Mrs. Staton, requesting visitors, deliveries, services, for assistance of all kinds for the date of 27th of November. Then, at 5:30 that morning, there was a knock at the door. Mrs. Tottenham's maid answered it. It was a dirty-faced sweep who come to clean the chimneys of Mrs. Tottenham. Then, another knock, and another sweep, then another. Soon an argument spilled out into the streets among the dozen chimney sweeps that had been sent to that address that morning. Then there was a large rattle of carts as a fleet of coal carts arrived at the address, followed by vicars, lawyers, cake makers with wedding cakes, fishmongers, shoemakers. Then came a dozen pianos. The Duke of York, the Archbishop of Canterbury, and the Lord Mayor of London all arrived that day for Mrs. Tottenham. The streets of London had become so congested that they were at a standstill. Mr. Hook, stationed with Mr. Beasley in the house opposite 54 Berners Street, watched the chaos of the day unfold. And by the end of the day, he had won his bet.
Hook and Beasley is the original Beavis and Bucket.
What does this have to do with changing London?
One person can make a change. It all depends on what kind of change they want to bring.
Hook and Beasley was just two mates raising hell. I did that last night. I don't see London changing. No one man can change it.
I agree with Mr. Norris. Not one man, but maybe one woman. One who brings life can change it.
Listen to the learned modern bullets.
It is true. I have studied at the university and haven't even known to have read some of your Shakespeare.
Never much cared for him. More a Doctor Who man.
It's too bad, my friend. You could have learned about fate.
I'm not your mate. You might bring me one more time. You will meet your fate.
Mind your speech a little, lest you should mar your fortune.
But piss off, Shell. Mind your fucking business. Fuck's here. William Shakespeare. Bullets and bullshit with you two combined. While you're teaming with him, it boggles my mind. Quoting these dead men, it's quite absurd. That is why I flip you this bird.
Here now! Just what do we have going on down here?
Who the fuck are you?
With the city council? Rough sleeping department? Do you have your bulletin?
A bullet? I'm no bloody fucking micromanian.
Did you have a national insurance number?
Oh, national insurance. That's who you should be after, huh?
What's this all about, councilwoman? Why do you need our identification?
Why? For our records, that's why. I know you. We've spoken before?
Yes, when I tried to renew my NI card. You rejected it on the grounds I don't have a permanent residence within the city council. But I see now, with your due diligence, you have found my permanent residence.
Oh, don't get slick with me, sir. You girl, what are you doing down here with this lot?
I live here.
Oh, do you now? With this crew? Do you got some identification?
She's my granddaughter. She came here to take care of me.
Granddaughter. Let me see some identification, please, miss.
We're underground. You have no jurisdiction here.
The principle of verticality. Everything above and below the council district.
We're right on the edge of two districts. How do we know you're still within your area?
Now, who do we have here?
He's the bloody martyr.
My name is Daud. I'm a Syrian refugee legally admitted into your country.
Papers.
He has every right to be here.
None of you have a right to be here. Setting up your cottages to make a little money, shitting and pissing in our streets. And do you know who has to clean up after you? The city council. That's who. The taxpayers.
May I have my papers, please?
Do you like it here? What I mean is this what you dreamed? Coming to London to live like this?
My destination was not of my choosing.
Do you want to go home?
At times I've asked myself that.
I can make that happen. Send you home, that is. Last year, our council worked with over 700 homeless refugees, flew them back to their countries. Polish, Romanian, Spanish, people from all over the world. We work with local agencies and we can get you back home. So I ask you again, do you want to go home?
For now, I'd like to stay here. My papers, please.
What about me? I've got a sick mom. Can you get me a ticket home, huh?
Stop by the council office. But remember, this is a one-way ticket. You're not to return to this area again, or you will be subject to jail time.
See? She gets it. Country is sick of being invaded. We will have our say. You mark my words. Tomorrow, the UK will be exiting the EU, and the first thing we're gonna do is get rid of the likes of him, huh?
Bullets! I want you to get out of here. This is our spot. I invited you here. And now you want to go back up north? Well, leave! I'm sick of the trouble you bring. I want you to leave! Now!
Reese, you can't.
She means it. Yeah. What a hypocrite. Do you hear what you're saying?
This is mine, no! You leave!
You agree with me. You don't even know it.
Leave! Now!
Little girl, you have no idea what's going on in the world around you. Yeah, he's sick. Yeah, make him roll up his sleeve. Check out his skin. His skin will tell you the truth. You will see the truth come tomorrow when we both get the lust of that mother out. Yeah.
Reese, sometimes you don't know when to leave things alone.
It's true. Roll them up.
Sorry to have to say, Norris was right.
My skin tells the story of your life. You taught me that. No, don't! Your skin tells me that you too need to get the hell out of here.
Kicking me out of here is not going to solve any problems.
I agree with Mr. Shell. At the end of the game, the king and the pawn go back in the same box.
Do they? What if the king is a fucking court jester?
Reese!
This time! When you weren't feeling well? This is what you've been doing?
If you remember when you first came here, I said you could stay here for a day or two. I never thought I was going to have to hide anything.
I decided that if the EU decides to leave the UK, I will go back to Syria and show them how to get out.
Get out for what? For this?
Reese,
No, Mr. Shell. The young one is right. I will not show them how to get to the UK. I will show them how to get out of danger. That's all I can do.
So you're both giving up?
Giving up?
On this?
this was your utopia, Reese, not ours.
The both of you! Get out of here! Just leave!
Reese,
You don't understand! I looked up to you! You were like my dad! And now I can't even look you in the face! Just please leave!
At 20 minutes to 5, we can now say the decision taken in 1975 by this country to join the common market has been reversed by this referendum to leave the EU. We are absolutely clear now that there is no way that the Remain side can win. It looks as though the gap's going to be something like 52 to 48, so a 4-point lead for leaving the EU. And that's the result of this referendum, which has been preceded by weeks and months of argument and dispute and all the rest of it. The British people have spoken, and the answer is, we're out.
You always did have a lovely backside.
Piss off!
Told you we would.
Fucking shame it is. Don't see what you're so proud about.
That's what it's about. Pride. Taking back what is ours and being proud of it.
Well, I don't think it's a very proud day.
What was your huh?
Makes you think I want to share a drink with you.
Come on, fire me. Come on.
Get off me! Fuck it!
Why do you always have to fight?
No,
running joystick in that. You Margaret, right? Oh, you missed me. Right. Here you go. It's too late.
They have made worms meat out of me.
My good child. I must go.
Thank you for coming.
School sent me your message. Thank you for your help.
It's time. She needs to come home.
What made you change your mind?
You were right. This is no life for a girl.
You mean a young woman?
Yes. A young woman. But I'm afraid she's not so innocent anymore.
Is she all right?
Yes. Just a bit broken. And I don't know how to fix her.
Where is she?
I'm lying.
Reese.
Great Rooster Rebellion of 2016. Crisscrossing the city side, letting her mother know that she had a freedom of choice, what kind of God she believed in. For the very first time, she felt like she had a freedom of choice. My freedom, my life, my choice.
And he said to them, arise, go forth. Your faith has made you well.
Has it?
What?
Has it made me well?
It's made you into a strong young woman. I can see that.
But has it made me well?
I think you've seen by now just how hard the world can be. I think it has made you well. You can still see the good in people. Reese, and I'm very proud of you.
Thanks, Mum. I needed to hear that.
I just wish you could still see the goodness in me.
Mum, I never stopped. I just had to figure out who I was. Does that make sense?
Perfectly common sense. Let's send it home.
Just quit. Any year. I'll tell you a story. Just quit. Any year. Just quit. Any year. Good year. Good year.
So come back here from time to time. You know, to escape from the world above. I miss the stale air. I think about what we could have had here. Maybe I was just trying to save myself. We voted as a country that day to exit the EU, and yet we're still attacked by terrorists, both in London and Manchester. More recently, the Easter Day attacks in Sri Lanka. I guess people still haven't learned that blowing yourself up is no way to make a point. Come back here to wonder, what if we could have made it work? Where did we go wrong down here? These days, the whole world seems to be blind. Everyone just recognizing what they seem to think is the correct way to live on this earth. We're just little bits of apple skin, trying to absorb as much of life as possible. But what if, for 1 year, we could bind together? Can we still do that? 1 year? Make the apple whole again? We could create a world that is full of nurturance and life, and call it a year at peace, the peace year. Pick a year, 1 year, any year, and you could get a world that your mother always dreamed you'd live in.